I don't know why I'm drawing such a blank right now. I'm drawing a blank. Hey art lovers, art people, whatever you are, whatever brings you here, welcome to another video. Welcome to another, I think the playlist I made is called From Blank Page to a Drawing. I kind of feel like I could do better, but here we are, another blank page. So there's where the playlist gets its name. I think, so I have a concept in mind already for this drawing. I'm gonna call it, well, I haven't decided what to call it yet. It's like really dark. That's a lot better. So I think I'm gonna call it Refusing to Fade. It's still gonna be part of the Inner Strength series. So it's gonna stay on that theme, celebrating the inner strength of resisting, refusing to succumb to the pressures of, I don't know, I can't think. This is why artist statements are so handy. I've said this before in other videos, so I don't know why I'm drawing such a blank right now. I'm drawing a blank, oh my God. Anyway, the whole theme of inner strength as a series will be, and is, to celebrate the fortitude that goes with facing all those obstacles and all that garbage every single day, and just still remaining proud of who you are and living life and enjoying it as much as we can. Well, here's some cute good news. There is a llama named Caesar. He's called the No Drama Llama, and he's marching at a Black Lives Matter rally. So that's pretty great. So first step, as always, is going to be to define the borders, figure out how big I actually want this, and then we can really get into it. So I asked Instagram what people would want to hear me talk about in this video, and I didn't get a lot of responses, but one person asked why we procrastinate, and I thought that was really interesting because that's one of my biggest struggles, is putting stuff off. And it was something that I identified a while ago, and then only maybe like 2 years ago decided to do something about. And even then, deciding to do something about it and having success doing something about it are two totally different things. So I thought it was really interesting for someone to bring up, not like how to deal with procrastination, but just the question of like, why do we do it? So speaking for myself, and this might be rough because this is not something I've ever thought, it's something I've thought about, but it's not something I've ever talked about, and I didn't script this because I don't like to script these videos. I procrastinate because, well, for a lot of reasons. I think one of the biggest reasons, one of the biggest reasons is just also the most obvious one, which is that the thing that I'm putting off is not going to be fun. And I think that's probably why a lot of people procrastinate, and those are things like filling out applications or making a phone call, starting like a big project that you know you have to do. None of those things are like fun. And I'm not talking about like a fun art project or something. I'm talking about like a homework or stuff at your job. It's really dark, you know, like stuff for school if you're in school. Yeah, and it's just, nobody wants to do something that is unpleasant, so you put it off. But honestly, I doubt that that person was asking why we procrastinate with things like that, because like I said, it's really obvious. Like, you put things off that you don't want to do because you don't want to do them. And I don't know if that's really all you can say about that. But what I find interesting is when I catch myself putting off things that I do want to do. So starting this drawing, for instance, like, or even working on other drawings. Like, sometimes what will happen is I'll start a drawing and then like kind of start to lose interest in it, sometimes because I get another idea that's like new and more exciting because it's new, or sometimes it's because just like the work that goes into realizing the finished piece is harder than I expected, and then I put it off because it's like I don't want to work on it because it's not as much fun as I thought it would be. Oh my god. The weirdest and the most dumb is procrastinating because I don't want to fail at something. And that's something I would do with art projects, and it's also something I would do with schoolwork when I was in school, and with sometimes projects at work. It wasn't that I thought the work would be necessarily hard or that I didn't think it would be fun. It was just that I wasn't sure how well I would do it or if it would turn out badly, and I was like, well, if I don't work on it, it can't be bad. And I do run into that a lot with drawings that I'm doing, especially like actually with these big ones. There were points with both of them where I was kind of putting off working on them, not like for a long time, but like certain points in working on them I didn't want to, and I procrastinated it because I felt like it wasn't going well, and I would be like, well, I'll just work on it like tomorrow, you know. And that's really bad because first of all, it's just delaying the inevitable. Like eventually I have to finish these drawings, right? Because they're part of a series I'm working on, they're important, and also I'm doing videos of them. So if I stop, that just makes me look like a dumb quitter. And the other thing is like the longer, you know, like the longer I wait to do it, the worse it might get, because I'll start to dread it, and then I'll start to dislike it, and then when I'm working on it, I'll just be rushing to get it done, and then it won't have that care in it anymore. And I definitely feel like, it's really dark in here, hang on. I turned on a light, but that barely made a difference. But I've really hit my like stride with this video, so I don't want to stop and wait till it gets brighter tomorrow. Where was I? Oh yeah, I really feel like the energy that you put into a piece of art can be felt by the audience. And I talked about that actually in one of my last videos, about how the love and the joy that I get when I'm working on some of these pieces, I notice people looking at them and their eyes lighting up because they really like it, which is nice. But also I feel like they can see the care that I put into it, and they can feel like some of that energy. Like I'm not like, I don't know, I'm not super superstitious, and I'm not like, I wouldn't call myself spiritual. I wouldn't say I believe in much, but I do think that whatever energy you put into something, someone can tell. It's just the same way, like if I was really bored making this video and not interested in it, you would be able to tell when you watch it, and then you would feel that way when you watch it, and then you wouldn't finish it because you would be like, God, this sucks. I hate listening to this person. And so when I would succumb to the habit of procrastinating and putting off working on art projects, I feel like those works were way less successful, because when I finally was like, okay, let me just sit down and finish this, I wouldn't be having fun anymore, and I wouldn't like it as much. And then when people look at it, I feel like they wouldn't like it as much either. And they would never, no one's ever like told me that they don't like something, but there's definitely pieces that I feel like are not as well liked, and I don't even like them as much, because when I look at them, I just remember feeling rushed and annoyed at it because I had put it off so long. So yeah, that's the result of procrastinating. Let me get back into why I think we do it. I just remembered there is a reason that I'm kind of guilty of this, and I actually saw a post about it on one of the like MBTI pages that I follow, and it was that sometimes we procrastinate because it ends up working out for us. Probably a lot of people can relate to this. Procrastinating because you work really well under pressure. So telling yourself like, okay, I've got 1 month to work on this. I'll just wait, and then wait and wait and wait. And then next thing you know, you've got like 4 days. and then you just sit down and you crank it out, and it's actually really good, and you realize like, wow, okay, well, if I only need 4 days to do it, I'll just do it in 4 days, and then you get another project and you do the same thing. So, I mean, is that truly procrastinating, or is that just managing time? I don't know, but it's definitely something that I do. Definitely. Sometimes with commissions, I might wait a little longer just because I know that I can get it done in a shorter amount of time than I have, so I'll wait to start working on it. But again, is that procrastinating, or is that managing time? I don't know. I could look it up, I guess. Let me look up the definition of procrastination. This is like so interesting. It's like an Allison and Allison discussion. Procrastination is defined as the action of delaying or postponing something. So I was kind of thinking maybe procrastinating had like within its definition a negative connotation, but I don't see that here. It's literally just delaying or postponing. I guess those aren't really positive words. Like usually when you say you're delaying or postponing, it's because something has happened. I was kind of expecting it to say something like including more negative words, because I mean, if I say, oh, I've been procrastinating, you don't think of that as like a positive statement. You think of it as something that I'm avoiding something because I'm anxious or worried about it. You don't think of it as like, oh, she's just taking her time. So interesting. Okay, here's one. Why do we procrastinate? That's literally a question that came up when I asked to show more of the definition. It says people often procrastinate because they're afraid of failing at the tasks they need to complete. I said that. I'm smart. The fear of failure can promote procrastination in various ways, such as causing people to avoid finishing a task or causing them to avoid getting started in the first place. Okay, so I guess that was just like common knowledge. Very interesting. There's a lot of questions here. Are procrastinators smart? It says smart people are likely to procrastinate on quotidian tasks, mainly because they're working on things that are more important. That's an interesting proposition, but some scientists would say smart people procrastinate even on work they find meaningful. So there's like a lot of discussion about this. Some people ask, for many people, procrastination is perceived as being the same as laziness. If you're not getting things done, if you're not meeting your commitments, people are quick to generate all manner of unpleasant labels. Well, so that's interesting, because I was just saying, like, when I procrastinate, it's because I know that I have more time, but that doesn't mean I'm not doing anything. It means I'm just not doing that thing. So I can see if I were like, I guess if someone says procrastinating, it might call up the image of like a person just like doing nothing at all, like maybe just sitting on the couch, like watching TV, eating chips, while they know they have a lot of things to do. But when I procrastinate, I mean, I can't even sit still. So I'm always working on something else. But the one thing that I do need to start that I haven't started yet is because I'm worried that it'll be harder than I expect it to be. And I didn't even really realize until now that I wasn't even putting it off, because until now, every time I've thought about it, it's been pretty fleeting, and I've just thought, well, I've got plenty of time. So, maybe I'll start that today, like as soon as I'm done filming this video. And also, it is really dark in here, so now I'm just sitting in front of the camera talking, and I know that I'll just put this over some sped up video of me drawing lines. So what you're seeing right now is future Allison. It's not talking Allison, it's Allison from the day before. Woo! Okay, so it's future Allison, or whatever I called myself. Finished framing this work. It's like hard to see because it's just pencil, but I'll be adding ink in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little different. I know I'm normally narrating like what I'm doing, and this one I was more talking about a question that was submitted, but I had a lot of fun, and I figure like there's no rules, there doesn't have to be a set format for these videos, so it was cool doing something a little different and kind of talking about procrastination, what it means, why we do it. Kind of called myself out accidentally a little bit, but I realized I really do have some other projects that I need to just start on, so gonna be doing that for sure, holding myself accountable. But thank you so much for watching again. I hope you liked it. I'm gonna try to post questions more often because it was really fun to do. But if you like this video, please like it. Even if you didn't like it, maybe just like it anyway. I mean, you got this far, right? Subscribe if you haven't, and I mean, that's really it. Thank you again for watching. Stay tuned or whatever to see what the rest of this is gonna look like. It's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be a little different. I guess that's the theme, different. Whew. I just got so hungry and totally lost my train. I was ending the video. Just end it, Allison, just end it. All right, I will see you guys next time.